G'day guys, welcome to this DIY video. If you've been watching my channel for a while now, you know I love coasters. This is actually my 5th coaster. So I've originally did a tile coaster, then I've also done a button coaster, a rope coaster, and a star Christmas coaster. I'll leave the links for those in the description box if you want to have a look at some other coasters. Alrighty, let's get into the video. Supplies you're going to need to make these clay coasters: oven baked clay, a rolling pin, I'm using this old glad wrap cylinder, a knife, and also a coaster, which I'm using as a template, or you could use a circle cookie cutter. I also used glaze, a paintbrush, and this gold leafing pen. If you don't want it to stick to your table like mine did the first time, then I suggest using baking paper. I cut 1.5 centimeters or 1/2 inch from each block, and then I cut them in half again, and then I began rolling them until they made long snakes. Once all rolled out, then I twisted them all together, and I just kept twisting them as tight as I could get them, and then I folded them in half and twisted again. I then rolled them out with my cylinder and tried to make a square. Once I'd roughly got a square, then I used my coaster as a template, cut around it with the knife. Then I actually found I had a little bit of a gap, so I used my excess clay and filled in that gap. I then rolled it again so it became one coaster, and then used the template to cut around again. Now of course you don't have to do a square one, a circle one would have been a lot easier, and I did do a circle one and I just traced around a can, and that was it, it was done. So that was quite easy, but I did want some squares, and for one of them I didn't even roll it, I just went for an odd eccentric shape. The bottom right one I just kept mixing the colours together, and as you can see they kind of started to blend to create their own colour, as well as having streaks of those neon colours. I then put it in the oven at 130 degrees Celsius or 275 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 minutes per 6 millimeters or 1/4 inch, and I aim for mine to be about 6 millimeters. After they were dry, I used the gold leafing pen to create a gold edge all around each coaster. And then once that had dried, I used the glaze to glaze on the coaster just so it'll last a little bit longer, and I really like the gloss finish. So I ended up with 4 really different coasters with the different shapes and the marbling effect. These bright neon coasters are going on our outdoor deck, and the great thing about using them too is that you can identify whose glass is whose depending on what coaster they put it on, because they're all so totally different. Thanks for watching guys. Let me know in the comments below if you love coasters as much as I do. I'd love to know that I'm not the only one out there. Until next time, happy DIYing. Bye.